world will never stop testing you. It doesn't care how tired you are, how far you've come, or how much you're already carrying. Life doesn't pause to let you catch up. It doesn't hand out warnings before it hits you with another lesson. The obstacles will come, uninvited and unrelenting. The deadlines, the disappointments, the betrayals, the failures. They won't wait until you're ready. You'll wake up some days already behind. You'll try to take a step forward and get hit from the side. You'll feel like the ground beneath you is constantly shifting. The voices of doubt, sometimes from others, more often from within, will echo louder when you're close to growth. The noise of failure, the pressure to prove yourself, the crushing weight of expectations, these aren't interruptions. They are the terrain. But in the midst of this storm, this never-ending barrage, there is one truth that no external force can touch. You decide who you are. Not your past, not your parents, not your traumas, not the systems stacked against you, not the failures that haunt you. You are not a product of circumstances. You are not defined by what happened to you, but by how you choose to respond. You are the architect of your identity, not the debris left behind by your setbacks. And that identity, it's not a single moment of clarity or a label you adopt once and for all. It's a structure, built brick by brick, in the unseen moments of your life. Every day you are building. With every thought you choose to entertain, with every belief you reinforce, with every decision, especially the small ones, you are laying down the framework of the person you are becoming. And the world, as brutal as it may be, is only the backdrop. The test is real, but so is your power. You do not control the wind, but you control your stance. You don't get to write the questions, but you decide how you answer. You don't need the world to slow down. You just need to step up, again and again, until you don't just survive the test, you redefine what it means to take it. Act as if nothing can stop you. Not because you're invincible, but because the only true limits are the ones you accept. Most people wait for life to give them permission. They wait for signs, for validation, for certainty. But the truth is brutal and liberating. Nothing is coming to make you feel ready. And nothing truly stands in your way unless you stand in your own. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's not about faking confidence or masking insecurity. This isn't denial. It's discipline. It's the deliberate choice to move in alignment with the identity you're building, even if it's still under construction. It's not arrogance. It's ownership. The world doesn't react to what you might become. It reacts to how you show up now. When you walk like a champion, even if your legs are shaking, the ground begins to shift under your feet. When you speak like a leader, even if your voice trembles, people begin to listen. When you move with purpose, even if the path ahead is foggy, you begin to clear the way simply by advancing. Act as if is not pretending. It's training. It's mental rehearsal in motion. It's identity in action. It's showing up as the person you are choosing to become, long before you feel like you've earned the title. You build the future version of yourself not with intention alone, but with behavior that mirrors the vision, even when it feels foreign, even when it feels uncomfortable. Waiting is the enemy of transformation. Readiness is a myth. There is no perfect alignment of stars, no magical moment of clarity where doubt disappears. Confidence is not the prerequisite for action. Action is the spark that builds confidence. You want to believe? Then move. Belief isn't a thought. It's a pattern of movement repeated until your nervous system catches up, until fear gets bored of trying to stop you, until hesitation realizes it has no home in your body anymore. Don't wait to feel like the person you want to be. Be that person now. Move like them. Speak like them. Think like them. Dress like them. Show up, again and again, like it's already done. And eventually your reality will surrender to your consistency. Understand this deeply. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between truth and repetition, between reality and intense imagination. It only responds to what it's fed, over and over again. If you rehearse fear, your body learns fear. If you replay failure, your nervous system encodes it as truth. But if you rehearse power, if you feed it vision, strength, certainty, your mind begins to reshape your world accordingly. This isn't wishful thinking. This is neurological warfare. It's mental reprogramming. Elite athletes, master performers, warriors, leaders, they all know this secret. The game is won before it's ever played. The battle is decided before the first move is made. Because when the mind has already walked through the fire, the body follows without hesitation. Visualization is not fantasy. It's not daydreaming. It's not some soft escape from reality. It's mental conditioning. It's reps for your identity. And every rep counts. Each day, take time to see yourself, not as you are, but as you choose to be. Close your eyes and build the scene. You walking into a room with silent confidence. You speaking with fire, and people leaning in. You achieving what once felt impossible with calm, controlled certainty. These aren't hopes. They're blueprints. You are not wishing for that version of you to arrive. You are rehearsing it into being. The brain craves repetition. It thrives on familiarity. What you repeat, it begins to believe. And what it believes, it begins to create. So don't feed it scarcity. Don't feed it old narratives, tired doubts, recycled fears. Feed it identity. Feed it strength. Feed it the energy of the future you are becoming, not just with thoughts, but with emotion, detail, clarity. See yourself rising, again and again, until the vision becomes more familiar than your fears, until the image of your higher self feels more real than the weight of your past. Because the mind doesn't care what's real. It cares what's repeated. So repeat greatness. Rehearse strength. Visualize your power relentlessly, until your subconscious has no choice but to believe it's true. And once it believes it, so will the world. Most people live in reaction mode. They wait for signs, for clarity, for some external green light to tell them it's time. They confuse readiness with reality. But the ones who rise, the ones who become unshakable, they understand something deeper. You move first. You act without permission, without certainty, without guarantees. Because confidence doesn't precede action. It follows it. Confidence is not a prerequisite. It's not some magical feeling that descends from the sky and says, "Now you're ready." No. Confidence is a byproduct, a result of showing up, again and again, even when you're scared, unsure, or unprepared. Especially then. The leap comes first. The power is discovered mid-air. That's where growth lives. That's where identity is reforged. In motion, in risk, in the unknown. Hesitation, on the other hand, is a silent killer. It's dressed like logic. It wears the mask of caution. But it's fear in disguise. And it wins every time you pause. Every time you overthink. Every time you hold back when something inside of you knows you should move. The old identity, the one that's small, scared, conditioned by past failures, it gains strength in hesitation. Every second you wait, you reinforce the idea that you're not ready, that you're not enough, that you can't. And that becomes your truth, not because it's real, but because you obeyed it. But when you act boldly, even if your voice cracks, even if your steps are shaky, you shift the momentum. You take ground. You tell your nervous system, we do hard things here. We move through fear. We don't negotiate with self-doubt. Each bold action lays down a new neural path, a new memory, a new story. And with every step forward, you're not just doing something, you're becoming someone. Someone stronger, someone more certain, someone who leads, not waits. So don't sit around hoping to feel ready. Don't pray for confidence to arrive. Build it with motion, with decisions, with courage. Because the truth is, You don't need to be confident to begin. You need to begin to become confident. And once you realize that, nothing can stop you. This is your ritual now. Not a one-time decision, not a label you slap on when you feel good, but a sacred, daily act of becoming. Before the noise of the world rises, before messages, headlines, opinions, and doubts come crashing in like a wave, before anything or anyone tells you who you are, you decide it. Every morning before the static of the outside world can reach you, ritualize your identity. Speak it, write it, own it. Look yourself in the mirror and declare who you are becoming, not with weak hope, but with full authority. Identity is not something you find out there in the world. It's not something you earn with status. It's something you forge, like steel, with fire, with pressure, with consistency. You don't stumble into strength. You don't wander into clarity. You build them, intentionally, brick by brick, moment by moment, in the way you wake up, in the way you speak to yourself, in the standards you hold when no one's watching. Because here's the truth. You will not drift into greatness. You will not accidentally become the version of yourself that commands respect, leads with purpose, and walks with certainty. Drift is decay. Drift is default. Drift is the old self, pulling you back into patterns that feel familiar but keep you small. Ritual is resistance. Ritual is declaration. It's how you fight back against the gravity of who you used to be. Every choice you make either aligns you with the identity you're stepping into, or chains you to the one you're trying to leave behind. There is no neutral. You are always rehearsing something, always reinforcing something. So ask yourself every single day, not once, but over and over, who am I rehearsing right now? The insecure version that needs approval, the reactive version that waits for permission, or the grounded, unshakable version that creates the path as they walk. Identity is not a title you get to wear just because you want to. It's a discipline, a practice, a standard you choose daily, relentlessly, unapologetically. And if you keep choosing it, one morning you'll wake up, and it won't feel like effort anymore. It will feel like you. There will be resistance. Count on it. It's not a glitch in the system. It is the system. The discomfort, the fear, the mental fog, the pressure that clenches your chest when you're about to rise. It's all part of the path, not a detour from it. And the sooner you stop waiting for it to disappear, the sooner you'll stop giving it power. Resistance is not your enemy. It's your signal. It means you're exactly where you need to be. Growth isn't wrapped in comfort. It's buried beneath the weight of everything you want to avoid. And the days you feel like shrinking, hiding, quitting, those are the exact days that forge your next level, if you move anyway. The voice that whispers, "I can't," is not a prophecy. It's a test, a threshold. You don't fight it by arguing. You fight it by acting. The discomfort you feel? It's not a stop sign. It's a doorway. And doors don't open for the ones who wait. They open for the ones who push. Understand this. Courage isn't a roar. It's not always fire and fury and standing tall on the mountain. Most of the time, courage is quiet. It's the decision to get up again when no one's clapping. It's the whisper of, "I'll try one more time." It's the silent reps done in the dark while the world sleeps. It's showing up with shaky hands, with a mind full of doubt, and walking straight into the unknown anyway. And every time you do that, something shifts. Your nervous system stops panicking. Your threshold expands. You begin to normalize the edge. And what once terrified you becomes your new standard. That's how breakthroughs are born. Not through perfect plans, not through confidence handed down from the sky, but through movement. Raw, real, imperfect movement. Because when you move, even when resistance screams, you win. Not because it's easy, but because you did it anyway. Most people live at the mercy of their emotions. Their days are hijacked by moods, reactions, and unpredictable waves of energy. They wake up tired and stay tired. They get discouraged and collapse into it. But here's the truth. Energy is not a ruler. It's a tool. And until you learn to command it, it will command you. You are not here to obey your energy. You are here to direct it. You are not a passenger. You are the one holding the wheel. And if you let your internal state be shaped by circumstance, you will spend your life reacting instead of creating. Understand this. Identity is not emotional. It's structural. It's not about what you feel in the moment. It's about what you decide over and over again. You don't wait for energy to show up. You summon it. You generate it. Through movement, through breath, through intention. You don't feel powerful and then act powerfully. You act powerfully and the feeling follows. Because motion shapes emotion. Physiology shapes psychology. How you move becomes how you think. So command your posture. Square your shoulders. Breathe like someone who owns the room. Stand like someone who refuses to be overlooked. Speak to yourself like someone who believes you're becoming unstoppable. Be the force in the room that others adjust to. Let your energy become the atmosphere. Don't mirror energy, lead it. When others are scattered, be centered. When others hesitate, move with certainty. When the room feels cold, bring the fire. Let people feel your presence before you open your mouth. Let them sense your certainty before you explain it. Because your energy introduces you long before your voice ever will. And in a world of noise and reactivity, the one who commands their energy commands the room. You must become undeniable, not just in talent, not just in what you know, but in how you move, in the gravity you carry, in the intention that leaks from your every step. This is not about arrogance. This is about becoming so rooted in who you are and where you're going that the world has no choice but to pay attention. Not because you demand it, but because your presence makes it impossible not to. When you walk into a room, don't just enter, arrive. Carry the weight of your discipline, your clarity, your self-respect. Walk like someone who's prepared. Stand like someone who has done the work behind closed doors. Speak like someone who doesn't need validation, because they've already validated themselves. Be so aligned with your identity, your purpose, your mission, that people feel it before you speak it. Let your posture tell the story of your standard. Let your energy speak the language of someone who knows exactly who they are becoming. The world does not respond to who you were. It does not care about the version of you stuck in old habits or past failures. It responds to who you're stepping into right now, to the vibration you carry, to the focus in your eyes, to the way you refuse to shrink. So stop over-explaining. Stop apologizing for evolving. Stop asking for permission to be powerful. Becoming undeniable means being unshakable. You no longer flinch when met with doubt. You no longer soften your voice to make others comfortable. You no longer water down your vision to fit in. You rise. You speak. You move with conviction. And in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. Because when you embody the identity that cannot be ignored, you don't compete. You shift the atmosphere. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not when the fear goes away, not when the timing feels perfect. Now. Because now is all you ever truly have. This second, this breath, this heartbeat. This is where transformation begins, not in the future, not in some fantasy, but in the decision you make right now to stop waiting and start becoming. Declare it. Step into it fully. Stand up straighter. Breathe deeper. Walk like you've already arrived. Move like every cell in your body knows the direction. Speak like your voice carries the truth of someone who has stepped into purpose. You don't become the next version of yourself by hoping. You become it by commanding it into existence. And yes, doubt will come. Fear will whisper. Old thoughts will try to pull you back into patterns that no longer belong to you. But you don't shrink. You don't delay. You don't look around for permission. You remember who you are and who you are becoming. You weren't made to repeat your past. You weren't made to live small, to survive, to stay in the loop of hesitation and self-doubt. You were made to evolve, to rise, to lead your own mind before you ever try to lead anything else. The world will keep testing you, but you are no longer reacting from emotion. You are responding from identity, from clarity, from power. This is not hype. This is not a motivational high that fades in an hour. This is who you are now. So act like it, speak like it, lead like it, live like it. And when resistance returns, when the old voices rise again, you won't flinch, because you've trained for this, you've rehearsed this, and now you are unstoppable. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, don't just sit with it, move with it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with the one line that hit you the hardest. Let this be the start, not the peak.